Glad to see you. Now I have a chance to say, you what must I do to make you don't go, don't go. Don't go. I see the time is right. 'Cause my love for you has grown up to this very night. I had doubts, love strong enough to bring me down. Now I'm caught up in this web and full of me tonight. It takes us to release the love in me. So high on the holy man. Who has on this far from me? I feel this on my hand. Can't think twice as much to write. This may be my only chance. Don't go. I've been such a fool. You have kept my love from you. Don't go. Don't go nowhere. I know I can stay right here with me forever, baby. Don't go. Oh, this makes me look tonight. I won't put up with it, but your wishes are my command. Lay me down, put my hand and make me feel the heat of your body next to mine. I just have one minute. It's chills up my spine. I surrendered all my love. You captured all my life. And just one night of ecstasy, you brought me to my knees. Your first bite was just too strong. You left the scar on me. Don't go. I've been such a fool. You have kept my love from you. Baby, don't go. Oh, baby, don't go. Please don't go. I want you right here, baby. Don't go. Don't go. Hello, everybody. This is your girl, Creole Butterfly, Libra Butterfly, Coco 929, coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. All the horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just depends on what you darn like. I want to say happy birthday, happy Kensiata, happy bar mitzvah, happy bar mitzvah, happy bar mitzvah, happy anniversary to Lottie Dottie and every darn body that's celebrating something today on May the 14th, okay, 2024, y'all. Those are equal numbers if you believe in that type of stuff. All right. Anyway, moving forward. I also want to say smooches to everybody because you know I'm the Oprah of the smooches. So apply when necessary. You get a smooch, everybody gets a smooch. Okay. So let's get started. I love that song. I love that song. I was actually supposed to have an MRI, not an MRI, but get an ultrasound today. And I had an appointment earlier. Okay, I had an appointment at 8:30. My ultrasound was at 9:30, and they was in two opposites of the spectrum, right? So one was in Louisville in the West End, and the other one was like 30 minutes from, not, excuse me, 3 minutes from my house. So I would have to go all the way from the West End, hit the expressway, get on the expressway, get out the expressway. So I was like, so as I went out to rearrange another date for my ultrasound, right? As soon as the lady said, "Thank you, miss," and we hung up, I heard my name. So I goes back in thinking that this appointment's gonna be even longer. I goes back in, the woman said, "Okay, you're complete. If you just sign right here, we already took care of everything," and blah blah blah. After I done just changed my whole, so yeah, anyway. So that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm early. And that's why we won't be on here long. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. First of all, I wanted to tell you, I hate 300. First of all, I wanted to tell my butterfly smooches to you, and thank you to the new ones that I got. I appreciate you. Okay. Let's start here. There's been some conversation about whooping your kid, punishment, or hitting your kid, yada 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 yada. Okay. My thing is this: there's a difference between abuse and chastisement or discipline. Okay. You cannot tell a child, you can't reason with a child that doesn't know how to reason. Okay. Uh, with the kids that I had, the whoopings wasn't the first line of defense, but it was a line of defense. Okay, it wasn't the first go to, but it was a go to. Don't get it twisted. We would talk as much as we can, but I'm not going to keep talking to you. And this is what bothers me about people. I used to tell my kids, especially my sons, I used to tell them, uh, I'm whooping you so that a policeman won't. And that's still true to today. More today than it is anywhere. Okay. Because these police won't hesitate to knock your son upside the head with their gun, they billy bat, and anything else if they feel threatened. All they got to say is they feared for their life to put 9 bullets in you with no gun and your hands up. Let's get that straight. So ain't nobody gonna keep telling little JoJo, little Johnny, little Michael, little Ray Shanae, little Shakila, little Shaquika. Ain't nobody gonna keep telling them to stand still with your hands up, put your hands up, shut your mouth, be quiet, be still. Ain't nobody gonna keep going through that. And so for you to feel like, parents to feel like that, that's something that a teacher has to do. For one, we're gonna get on teachers. For one, that's something that people got to do, a teacher got to do, got to keep on debating with you about what I just told you. Now we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We don't do that. No, we don't do that. No. When I say, like I said, don't make me holler ski wee, okay? Don't make me holler ski. Anywho, get in line. It was an inside joke. Get in line, like I said, get you some act right, quit playing. So, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like, beatings is beatings, discipline is discipline, move on. Okay, you don't feel like, a kid should be hit. That's you. And most of the time, people that feel like it don't even have no kids. They just have their input. We thank you for your input. Most of the times, your parent may have went overboard and didn't know what a spanking was and beat the crap out of you. So you got this thing about not even spanking yours because of the way you were done. You have to walk a fine line. I can tell y'all some stories about how my mama used to turn me up, baby. I've told her recently. That was child abuse, right? And she'll just look at me and I'm like, I realized it was child abuse, but I loved you more to take the butt whoopings and be in the house than for them to remove me out of the house. See, I was a smart kid. Okay. But the what, honey, who? Let me tell y'all. True story. True story. Now, okay, now I can just tell this because most of y'all can relate to this. I'll tell this story. I came in the house with a switch. My mama said it ain't big enough. You want me to whoop you with this? Are you sure? And I thought I was being smart. Yes, ma'am. She said, okay. She went out there. She got 4 more like it, and then got 1 more for good measure and wrapped around it and came back in and said, "This is more like it," and tore me up. Do you hear? Ain't nothing like a switch whoop. Ain't nothing like a switch whoop. I don't care what you say. Them switches turn in your skin. They leave you a memory. Okay. And see, I was a runner. She's a runner. She's a track star. I was a runner. Do you hear me? I am not going to stand there and let you whoop me. Yeah, you going to earn this butt whooping. You going to earn this butt whooping today. We both going to be out of breath. Okay? How about that? We both going to be out of breath because I ain't standing still letting you whoop me. After 2 good swings, baby, you got to catch me. You going to have to catch me. And when I told my mama that, now we grown, we can talk. I told my mama that, I said, "You know what my man was?" She said, "What?" I said, "You was going to earn this butt whooping too. If I got to get one, you going to earn it." She bust out laughing. I said, I said, "Honey, you got 2 good swings off me. After that, what I do?" She said, "You know what?" And we cried. I said, "We both going to be out of breath. How about that?" Lord have mercy. It's good that we can look back on that and laugh and stuff. But y'all, I swear. And then they was talking about paddlings in school. If these people even try to paddle these kids nowadays, these kids will bring a gun to school and blow these teachers away. I take the paddle and hit them back. And what's so thing, the mamas and daddies are so scared of their kids, they wouldn't even do nothing because they have lost control. We have lost control. I'm saying we as people have lost control of raising our children, and we're letting the system raise them. And if you can see, the system is not doing so good of a job. They not. They making little monsters. Monsters Incorporated. That's what I said. Yes, yeah. You know what? Sidebar. I was watching King Roman News earlier, and he is a Libra, which I knew. I said he got to be a Libra. He acts like a Libra. He carries himself like a Libra. He does. I kind of sometimes know a Libra for real, and he's one of them. He reminds me of me. He's one of them. And when our temper gets bad, like for the most part, we don't let our temper get bad because we know if we go there, we go there. So we don't let our we play okay, we all suave and cool and and everything. We flirts to our heart. We flirt and don't even know we flirting. Well, let me talk about me. I flirt and don't know I'm flirting. Okay, moving forward. So we flirt, don't know we flirt. We attract people to us and everything and stuff, and we just calm and cool and everything. But I'm gonna tell y'all what, when I really got to watching him one day, I said he's a Libra. I know that right there. That's me. He's a Libra. And then when I saw him go off and then went back real calm, yeah, he crazy too. So he's a Libra. You know. Just in case, FYI, for all of y'all that don't know, true Libras, we really crazy. We really are. We walk a fine line between calm and crazy. We do. That's why we the scales. Y'all ain't notice what our sign is? We the only original sign. As any astrologer, they'll tell you the only original sign is a Libra. Seriously, I'm telling y'all, we walk a fine line. That's what that scale is. We supposed to bring balance, but balance within ourselves is a thing that we have mastered. When I tell you we have mastered it, we can go from 1 to 1,000 within 0.1 seconds. We can get from hey to clocking and go right back to hey, like we ain't did nothing. That's normal for us. We're crazy. We're really crazy. But we're lovable, but we're crazy. Okay. Don't get it twisted. Libras got issues. Okay. Okay. Moving forward. But I spot a Libra anywhere. And then the other thing I knew about him, he is a dang blasted Q dog. I know a Q dog anywhere because those are my favorite fraternity brothers. Do you hear me? I love Q dogs. The way I feel about a Q dog, I can't even explain. I can't even, yeah, I can't even explain it. Them Qs, they do it for me. I swear. And especially when they show them gold boots. And he said today, he was like, let me show you, I walked the line and all this and stuff. He showed that paddle with his name on it and his Q boots. I knew it. I pegged him right. I knew he was a Libra and I knew he was a Q. It's just something about their behavior. Them Q dogs walk like they stuff don't stink. They can be an ugly Q dog, but it's something about that Q dog that's just so sexy, and they know it too. That's the bad thing about. You know what? I think that's why everybody liked Biggie Smalls, because he was ugly, but he was suave with his ugliness too. He even put it in his rap, "Ugly than ever." You know what I'm saying? But he was smooth with it. He knew how to dress. I assume he smelled good. You know what I'm saying? But he was smooth. He had women throwing drawers at him and stuff. He was smooth. He was smooth. Let me see. Anytime you take prayer out of school, you allow the devil to come in, and that's why these kids are the way they are. Well, that too. But prayer was out of school when I was younger, and I'm 53, and we still knew how to act. We had the fear of our parents. We had the fear of the principal spanking us and everything. When they took paddling out, I also think that's what happened, you know. So anyway, let's moving forward. Okay. So let's go here. Let me talk about prophetic. Okay. I had given a prophecy about school. I said, and I quote, they're going to start getting rid of teachers once COVID hit. I said, and then they're gonna try to rebound, but their goal is to get rid of teachers because of classroom, the funding. They want to cut funding for schools, y'all, and they don't know how to do it. So what they want to do is the trial run was COVID, allowing all these kids to go to school from home, okay, and the teacher to teach from a Zoom. That way they can cut the teachers' money. And as you notice, all of the busing, okay, everybody complained about busing, but they didn't realize that if you start complaining too much about busing, they're going to take that funding, cut the buses, then you have to be responsible for getting your own kid to school. And a lot of y'all don't have the means to get your child to school. It's all about money, y'all. They're not really worried about your children. They want the money. For every time a child is sitting in the seat, they get paid for it, whether they learn or not. As long as their body is in the seat, I'm telling you what I know, not what I think. As long as their body is in the seat, they get paid for it. So this is the thing. They rehauling. I told you, every time they put a celebrity in front of our face, what are they doing? So they are rehauling, revamping the educational system. They are about to stop, and this is what it was, the prophecy. They're about to keep your kids home with you and make them go to school over a computer. So all of y'all got these little bitty babies, these little darlings, 3 and 4 years old, and you work a full-time job and all this and stuff. Get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Now, the reason why I brought this back up today, because it came back up to me. Thank you, Lord. This lady was in the chat and she said that they have you heard about what they're about to do to the teachers? Cutting a whole bunch of teachers. And I said, what state? She said, a mass overhaul over all 50 states. And I said, there is that prophecy. There is that prophecy. Y'all better wake up and pay a darn attention. If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you got to wake up and pay attention. I'm just saying. You gotta pay attention because things are shifting and changing right before your eyes. All of this is so the rich can be richer and the poor can be poor. More and more, that gap is widening. Now, let me tell you prophetically again, this is what you're going to start seeing. You're going to start seeing some of these middle wage people, the ones that is between like 150,000 to 300,000, them, that area. You're going to start hearing about a lot of them killing each other in their own home. A lot of husbands and wives is going to start killing each other because of the money situation. They don't know how to be abound when it comes to money. They don't know how to suffer. They don't know how to live below their means. They've never had to. But with everything that's shifting now, it's gonna shake their foundation, and they're gonna feel like their world is falling apart. And before it falls our way apart, they're gonna take each other out. So let's pray for marriages. Let's pray for people, period. But I do see that happening even more starting sometime this year over into next year and beyond. Especially when something happens, it's going to be something that's going to hit. And when it hits, it's going to hit financially. And the people that's going to feel it, everybody's going to feel it. But the people that really going to feel it is between that money bracket that I just told y'all about. They are really going to feel that. And most of them people that's right there and they don't go to church, they don't serve God. They money is their God. And we know that that's the root of the devil. The love of money is the root of all evil. And who's behind evil? The devil. He puts shiny objects in front of you so you can be attracted to it and say, yes, I've accomplished that. I've accomplished. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Houses is going to be so frequent. You're going to be able to buy a house so frequently that it's all the stuff they make you go through now to be certified for a house. You ain't going to have to go through all that because the bank is going to take such a dive. They're going to give houses away. They're going to say, you want a house? I don't make nothing but $13 an hour and I don't bring home nothing but $200 a week. That's okay. We'll make your mortgage, let's just say $150 a month. They're going to give houses away. Do you hear me? Okay. Okay. So, what else was I going to talk about? Okay. All right, y'all. So, how can I say this? Okay, so let me tell y'all a story because, all I have is stories. They true. What I'm about to tell you is very much true. But I'd like to give y'all an example of what I'm talking about. Okay. So, give me one moment. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay, all right. It pays for people to know your your gifts. So, let me just give this little sidebar real quick. I was on my Facebook page and everything, and I just typed in there, I was like, who can I sing with? I'm ready to sing. Who can I sing with? Like that. And I got an inbox. Let me tell you how God works. Now, I'm out here acting silly talking about who can I sing with, right? I got an inbox, and in my inbox, it says, come and sing with us. And I looked, I said, wow, for real? And I just saw that they put some more information down in there. And when I tell y'all, this is a big ordeal, this pastor, he's a bishop. He's got several churches under him. He's a part of the Kojic Reformation, and he's a part of another Reformation, and he's a high to do up in that organization. And their church got their own recording studio. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? Now, here's the funny thing. I have been thinking about going over there because when I went over there a couple of times when me and my husband was living, my husband loved it. We went over there and everything. And I was sitting in the seat and I was praying. I had my eyes closed. And he said, come up here, woman of God. He said, prophetess, come up here. Well, I got my eyes closed. I'm still rocking back and forth praying. And my husband touched me and said, babe, he's talking to you. I said, me? He said, yeah. I was like, how he know I'm a prophet? Anyway, I went up there and everything, and I was standing up there next to him. And he said, all the young people, especially my young ladies, he said, come up here if you want prayer. He said, and I want you to lay hands on these kids, lay hands on these teenagers and stuff. And then he moved me to the adults. He told the adult women and stuff, come up here, let her lay hands on y'all. I was like, see, God will make room for you. Quit playing. That's why I don't fight for nothing. Because if God opened the door for me, who can shut it? You see what I'm saying? Hey, Uncle Clyde, smooches. Hey, handsome. And so you're the first person on this platform outside of me who correctly said that the love of money. Oh, yes, yep, it is. And so anyway, I was honored. I was honored. I didn't take it like, yeah, no, I don't do that. I was honored. So anyway, this just happened to me 2 Sundays ago too, at another church. I was back there minding my business, and the bishop hollered, "Coco," because if everybody know me by Coco, everybody, okay. So, and I looked up. He said, "Come up here." And so he's told everybody, "Y'all come up here." He said, "Pray." He said, "Whatever God tells you to do, do." That's another reason, y'all, why I can't get in my fifis about whether people like me or not, or whether people lied on me or not. Eh, my focus ain't even that. And I realize, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something, okay? I want y'all to understand this. Some people only talk about you because they have lost the privilege to talk to you. I'm going to say that again. Some people only talk about you because they've lost the privilege to talk to you, i.e., me. Some people only talking about me because they lost the privilege to talk to me. If you don't get nothing else from my page today, get that. And I understand that. It's a privilege to be able to talk to me. It's a privilege to be able to text me, call me, email me, snail mail me. It just is. I'm a whole vibe. I am. I'm a whole vibe, y'all. Y'all just don't know. I'm a whole vibe. She's a whole vibe. Yes, she is. Uh-huh. But yeah, remember that. Seriously. Seriously. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. When I learned that, sometimes I'm good. I be sitting and I be studying the Bible, that is, and everything, and just certain things that come to me, and I'm like, yes, that's a good one right there. That'll preach. So I thought I'd share it with y'all. I thought I'd share it with y'all. So yeah, that's the only reason why some people talk about you and everything is because they lost the privilege to talk to you. Move on. Okay, so uh case in point, let me go here. Witchcraft. There has been a lot of things being disguised as being Christian. Okay. So, case in point, let me tell you something. Oh, this lady, and I know this to be true, what I'm about to say. This lady was married, and they wanted to see this evangelist that was coming to town. So her and her husband was a bishop. They goes to this church to see this evangelist that came to town. Well, in the meeting, the evangelist said something to the woman. Okay, it was kind of weird, whatever, right? And then said something to her husband. 3 days later, the lady went over her daughter's house and told her what happened at that meeting, and she felt funny about the meeting, right? And nobody really paid it attention. Don't y'all know? A week later, their bishop's wife, the one who felt some way about the meeting and went up there to, they went to see. Don't y'all know a week later she was dead? Fast forward a whole 2 or 3 months later, that uh the evangelist that had came in town married that widow bishop. So when her daughter contacted me, she said, and I quote, "I want you to be honest with me." And she told me some stuff in confidence. That's why I'm not telling it on here. I said, "She spoke a curse over your mother. That's what your mother didn't. She couldn't express what she felt, but she knew she felt something." I said, "And she spoke a curse over your mother, and the curse took hold, and your mother's dead. And she married your daddy. She also beguiled your daddy, means she spoke a curse to seduce him up under her." Okay. And I know y'all like, what? Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you how I came in contact with that witch. Okay. So I was invited over to that church. Okay. Where that bishop who married that evangelist who came in town, blah, blah, blah. I was invited over there. So I went just as a regular person. I never go like with a clergy collar. I got all of that, y'all. I got my pastor's robe. I got my clergy stuff. I got all of that. I never go dressed like that. Okay. Even when I preach sometime, I never wear that. I wear my dress clothes. So anyway, I walked in there like a normal person, was sitting in the seat. And the bishop said, y'all better be careful of who y'all entertain because you may be entertaining angels unaware as well as God's prophets. He said, like you, and pointed to me. And I never moved. My kids and stuff was with me. I never moved. He said, you, I'm talking to you. And I nodded my head like that, you know. So I came back. When I came back, uh, the lady said, now this is the witch lady. She gonna say, because it was my husband, me, and my children. We came back as just a guest. And she was up there and she was like, yeah, because you don't know what goes on in some of these houses. She said, because yeah, some of these bedrooms, my God. She said, honey, I see your bedroom talking about me, right? And my husband, he was sitting next to me. He knew I picked up on it. Said, yeah, girl, I see your bedroom, honey. Ooh, Lord. I said, honey, we be swinging from limb to limb, don't we? The church bust out laughing. See, don't do me. I see you, witch. And I ain't scared of you. I am your match. So she was shocked. Do you hear me? See, don't come for me and I ain't sent for you. So then she said, ooh, honey, because if walls could talk, I said, we could sell movies, couldn't we? I said, girl, we get it down in my bedroom. Ain't nothing wrong with me and my husband. So the bishop said, get away from it. She said, well, let me move on. I said, because you don't want to go deeper. Honey, who? When I got up to leave out that church, them church people stopped me. They was like, can you please come back? You the only one that has confronted her. Oh my goodness. Can you please come back? Oh my God. Can you I mean, my husband's like, what in the world? So I said, I explained to you. So we got to the car, and after the kids went in and out in the house and everything, me and my husband sat in the car and I explained to him. I said, that's a witch. I said, and I interrupted her when God brought me in that door and I sat down. All I had to do was sit down. And that witch was messed up because now there's somebody of God that can come in that can match you. Right? So my husband was like, I knew it was something. He said, that woman gave me the eels. I said, yeah, I know. A witch is a witch. They can't hide it. They cannot, they can't hide it. A witch is a witch. So y'all, and then I went back I was invited back over, so I went back over there. I was on my way to the bathroom. Why come that witch stuck her foot out and tripped me? I almost hit face first, but I recovered without falling. And y'all, it took everything common and holy and everything else for me not to turn around and hit on her face. Cause that's me. And I'm telling you, I stood there for a minute. I did. It was noticeable. I stood there for a minute. Cause I was trying to y'all. I told y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, even if I don't look good in the story. I told y'all that. I'm not proud of that, but that woman tripped me. Seriously. And the thing about it is the people of God in the church saw it. You heard them go, anyway, the Lord won that battle. I went on and walked to the bathroom. A couple of people came back here to make sure I was all right. They said, we saw her trip you. You okay? I'm like, I'm great. I'm great. God won. Because I almost knocked her out, but God won. I said, if I smack that old lady, she gonna go to her grave. So, it just, so y'all, let me tell y'all something. There is people that play on here like they got power, and then there are some people who got power. I'm gonna tell y'all something that y'all don't know, and I saw this. God showed me this yesterday. Yesterday, I was sitting because when I made the decision to come on here and talk to you all about witchcraft and stuff, he showed me a celebrity couple. They are such a celebrity couple. They are high priest and priestess in the devilism. It's certain things that they do behind closed doors that people wouldn't even believe that they've done. If you pay attention to her, if you pay attention to the wife, you'll realize something's wrong. That something's wrong. That person's not even that person no more. Something's wrong. And that comes from them selling out. He's always been the sellout. Um, and a lot of people don't believe that her music is seducing, but her music is very much seducing. And I ran upon something this morning. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Hold up. Hope they don't mind me using they. I need to show y'all this. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'm sick of y'all stupid commercials. How about that? I'm just gonna show y'all this part. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, let me share it real quick so we won't be on here long. Okay, this is Kevin Gates and his daughter. And Kevin Gates' daughter whispered to her dad and said, I was doing magic on my brother last night. And he covers her mouth. Check this out. I did magic on my brother yesterday. See that? I did magic on my brother yesterday. Okay, here we go.
See, Paul.
I know.
Now, in case you
Then she
couldn't
asked,
hear
why
very
can't I say something? And he says it's too many people in the room. Watch.
the cameras weren't on,
Wait a minute. Here we go.
And I'm just doing what.
Hold on.
I know.
Because in her.
He says, too many people in the room. She's a little kid. She wants to know why. Okay, check this out. Now listen to what Kevin Gates say to this lady that's on this Zoom, in this chat. Check this out.
Talk for yourself. Why you?
Hold on. Okay, listen.
You don't never just talk for yourself. Why you always talk for your community? You know, you supposed to give them the orders. They don't supposed to give you the orders. You the controller. I got 10,000 angels in here with me right now at my command.
This is what he's talked about.
Those are demons. Clearly, unequivocally, demons. Now, while
check this out.
Ritualistic, sadistic, when we know they're satanic, but to what ends?
Wait a minute. My mouse don't want to do right.
Anyway, back to Kevin. And if you watch when he pulled away to talk about his angels, his entire body is submitted to exactly who he follows. This is not.
Hold on. It was one more I wanted to share with y'all. Hold on.
And 3, what exactly did he have his child doing? We've seen tons of examples from multiple people where they do these pentagrams on the floor, or they have some sort of a liquid
Did y'all see that
they
one
drink
person?
it or something.
Let me go back. I told y'all. Now, before this was shared with me, I saw the celebrity and her husband doing this.
Multiple people where they do these pentagrams on the floor.
I know y'all saw that. Mm-hmm. Come on, mouse.
This.
I sacrifice for this shit though.
See, when we
did you hear that? He sacrificed. Lego.
Tell people Hollywood's a place of sacrifice, and they say, well, yeah, you got to give up your time, give up your work hard, 11 and stuff like. No. Here's out. The word sacrifice.
Hold on. Hold on. Do y'all remember what Kanye West said? Let's go.
Didn't the crazy one Kanye say the same thing? He sacrificed his mom.
My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Out of his own mouth.
Surprised if he got caught up even on Epstein Island. I would not be surprised. Why? Because he is already given over to that. No one's going to talk about how he handled his child. No one's going to talk about what kind of proximity he's put his hands to, where he put his hands, and how he did it. But those matter. The entities are telling him how to do it, though. His familiar, his 10,000 angels.
Wait a minute.
And evil. But he'll bring in the crowd saying, yeah, I gave my life to God, or, God's good, God's blessed me. I don't got to worry about people. It sounds really good.
Okay, so I just showed y'all a little bit so you'll know that I'm not talking out the side of my wahoo. Hey, the queen. That I'm not talking out the side of my wahoo, that this stuff really, really does exist. And coming from a person, I told y'all that one of the things that is my specialty when it comes to ministry for Christ is deliverance. And you would be surprised what I have endured and what I have saw. Let me tell you something else. I've given you all an example of a deliverance once. Okay, let me give you something else. One day we was at church, and our deliverance services will go really, really, deep. Okay, so okay, let me tell you about this one. One day I was at church, and my pastor, the bishop at that time, where I was serving, was out of town. So we had a visiting minister who, he was a very good visiting minister. Boy, no, he can preach his butt out. Anyway, we was standing up there, and we was in our seats, whatever. And this lady got to shouting, or whatever you want to call it. And immediately the Lord said, "That's not me." And I stood there and I seen these kids around, and I told several ones, because they was just surrounding her like, "Yeah, let them use you, let them use you." And I got tickled, not tickled like ha ha ha, but tickled like a spiritual tickle, because God said, "That's not me." And so, they was I said, "These people really can't tell you, God. They really don't know what's you and what's not. That's scary." So I told them, other people, I said, "Excuse me, can y'all move them kids? Because, see, kids are susceptible to spirits." I said, "Can you move them kids? Can y'all get them back there? Because that's not God." I told them that. I said, "That's not God. Can y'all move them kids back here and somebody cover them in prayer?" And so the lady looked at me, and she seen how I said it. She's like, "Hey, y'all move over there and somebody be praying for them kids over there." I said, "Yeah, because that's not God." So yeah. Anyway, my bishop came back in town, and he asked me to come to the office and talk to him. I said, "Cool." He said, "I want to ask you something." I said, "Okay." So told my husband, I said, "Bishop's back. He won't talk to me." I said, "I'd be back." Because I didn't live far from my church. I lived about 2 minutes. And he said, "Okay." So I came over and sat in Bishop's office and everything. And he said, "Tell me what happened Sunday." And so I told him. And he said, "Do you see why I need you here?" Said they didn't know that until after a while. It was obvious that there wasn't, it wasn't a praise or whatever was going on. But they said that you're the one that brought it to their attention. He said, "That's why I need you here." Okay, here's one's gonna really get you. You ready? So at church, praise going high, it's time for prayer and blah blah blah. My pastor always wanted me to lay my hands on him while he laid hands on other people. Okay. And so I would always follow him. Everywhere he went, my hand would be on him, on his back. And I would be praying for him while he was praying or delivering other people, to keep his strength, to keep him covered, to keep him prayer. Okay. So this particular day, he asked this other minister to come up and help him up or pray over people, lay hands and stuff. This preacher, the power of God, y'all, was so heavy. Okay. I mean, when I tell you, people was like, boom, the power of God was so heavy that this demon manifest. When I tell you, a demon came out of this girl and manifest. And when it came out of this girl, you could see this girl transform. She took her hands and grabbed that preacher around his throat and started choking him. And I mean, she started choking him. Not my pastor, but the pastor the preacher he asked to come up and help him. She started choking this man, a woman, a small woman, and he could not get her hands off his throat. It took 2 deacons to pull this demon that had manifested in this woman off of this man. And I mean, she was growling. She was all of that. Do you hear me? And instantly I said, "Get these kids out of her!" Like that. Them kids was flying. And not only kids, some adults, because they ain't never dealt with that. So they was screaming and flying and crying and all that type of stuff. And we worked with that woman until that demon disappeared out of her. She had no idea what she had done. None. That's the difference between a Jesus church and an everyday church. And what I mean by everyday church, I've been telling y'all the last 2 lives about Candyland. Everything's just so peaceful, so nice, so lovely. Oh, you're oh, we're off to see the wizard. You know, everything is just so, you don't want your spirit corrected. You don't want nobody telling you when you're right and wrong. You don't want nobody to tell you, you can't tell me how to live. I'm grown. Well, why you come to church? Why go to church? That's what I want to ask some of y'all. Why even submit yourself to a church? Because there are rules and regulations to everything. You don't go on your job and tell them they can't tell you how to do your job. Because on every job, there's a score sheet, whatever you call it. You get a review every 6 months. Some of y'all get them every 30 days. And you're going to do it the way a job tell you to do it, or you won't have no job. Okay, but you can't nobody correct your spirit when it comes to the house of God. Are you crazy? Are you retarded? What's wrong with you? You slow? Whenever your spirit can be corrected, whenever you can't be corrected, you are considered a bastard. And everybody want to say that they belong to God. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because a stranger they will not follow. That's what the word said. Why you say some adults were knocking over the kids trying to get out of there? What did you say? No, they weren't knocking them over, but they was running behind them because see, people talk a big game. That's why I tell y'all some of these people that be playing with these spirits on here, these tarot cards, these I'm gonna burn these candles. I'm gonna burn them, and they have no idea what the occult is really like. They have no idea what a possessed person is really like and had manifest. That's why I laughs. I be cracking up because, like, you have no idea. You ain't never seen nothing like it in your life. In your life. Everybody can say the name God, but who can say the word Jesus? Oh, say that again, Coco. Okay, I will. Everybody can call God. Everybody can say, I believe in God. I love God. God love me. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? God, 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 God. But let me see you call on the name Jesus. Because see, demons tremble. That's biblical. At the word Jesus. So if you really want to know if somebody is manifesting or if somebody has something, ask them to say Jesus. See how I said it? Ask them to say it. And watch they twitch. Watch something happen when you say, repeat after me. Say Jesus. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You know what? What's so funny? It's a lot of people that I have endured on YouTube that I know for a fact is demonically filled. But it ain't my job to get nobody free unless the Lord say so. Know your role. See, that's the thing. Know your role. And that's what I do. I know my role. It's a lot of things I hear. It's a lot of things I see. I be sitting, sometimes I don't even drop down, but I can be hearing things. I pull it up and I'll be listening to different people and stuff, and they'll have different people on their panels and, all this and stuff like that. And I'll be like, if they only knew. You sitting right there talking to a demon. That demon is really manifesting. Nobody can see it. Don't nobody care for real. I can tell that because people don't care. It's just I know when you know something and God has chosen you to do something, it manifests whether you want it to or not. I have been places to where believe it or not, I have been places to where I walk into a store. Okay, case in point, Starbucks. It's like, have y'all read that story in the Bible to where uh when Jesus showed up, he said, "What do you want?" The demons was like, "What do you want from us?" And all this and stuff just by him showing up. Okay, I can walk in somewhere. Matter of fact, true story. When me and my husband used to go out of town, my angels would go. This might be too deep for you to, Lord, today. My angels will go before me. The Lord would send my angels before me because of who God has made me. Not me, but who He's made me. Okay? That spirit realms talk. And I know y'all ain't getting what I'm saying. Just roll with me. Go back and listen to it. If you have any questions, email me. Spirit realms talk. There is different realms that we live in, that we occupy in. Spiritual realms talk. And when you are somebody that the Lord has chosen to do a work, and I keep telling y'all I'm God's favorite daughter, you ain't gotta like it. It's true anyhow. When you have been chosen to do something, the spirit realm, and you've been successful in doing that, the demonic will let the spirit realm know she's coming. So what happens is they go ahead of me and start warning other state demons, because every state has a demon. Come on, Coco. They ain't ready for this, because see, y'all don't get taught this in church, but I'm going to break it down to you. Every state has a demon that occupies that state. Just like every city has a demonic demon that occupies several areas in the city. So what happens is that person that God has ordained to do a work, in a certain type of work, because if you ain't been ordained to do all works, don't try it. But if you multi-gifted in God and He's ordained you to do several works, what happens is when they hear that you're on your way, they start alarming other demonic spirits in other states to trouble your path. So you can start having car trouble. You could get sick. You can accidents. What else? Just little stupid stuff will start happening to try to kill you or stop you from making it to where you're supposed to be. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. But I'm saying all this because I told y'all 2024 will be more manifestation of demonic activity, as well as more manifestation of angelic activity. It's going to be the best of both worlds. I told y'all it's going to be the best, the good time, the tales of two cities, the best of the best of both worlds. Okay, the good times and the bad times. It's the tales of two cities. For everything demonic that's going to happen, there will be something that equal angelic. You just got to know what side of the fence you on. And I'm telling some of y'all, you really need to start allowing God to heal you. Start facing those inner things, because the enemy only comes for what he's familiar with and what he still has a hold of. If he still finds him in you, he's going to gravitate to that and multiply it. That's why it always talks about having your house swept and garnished. Because when the enemy comes, are the evil ones, he finds none of him in you. So demonic spirits, yes, they're real. They really are. And I'm telling you this because, see, some of y'all already belong to the devil. So it ain't much he can do to persuade you to come deeper, because you still belong to him. You have not actually gave your life over. So there's nothing to pull you from. You still belong to him. You still doing his work. You still his child. Everything that you do has the devil or the evil one written all on it. So begulling you or bewitching you is not even a thing. He don't want who he got. He wants who he don't get. He wants those that belong to God. He wants those that's on the border. Let me tell you how it works. Okay. For anybody, if you want to know how far away from God you go, let me tell you. Okay. This is what bothers me about church people. And God got to heal me from this because y'all get on my nerves. This is what bothered me about church people sometimes. You can be hurt in the church, and I get it because I was hurt in the church. Okay. I was. And I left church for a while, but I came to my senses and came back. Okay. So church hurt is real. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it like it's not. Church hurt is very much real. Okay. But here's the thing. You can go to Walmart. You can go to Target. You can go to K. Rogers, which is Kroger. You can go JC's. You can go to Piggly Wiggly. Pick a store, any store. You can go any of them stores. A cashier can get smart with you, or they can run out of an item that they told you that they have. They don't have to give you your change back. The store can be a little cluttered, a little dirty, whatever. Whatever the case may be, it can offend you. You will wait a minute and go right back. But let somebody say something to you in the church. You done cuss the pastor out, cuss the deacons out, cuss the motherboard out, cuss the ushers out, the candy stripers, and then you done left the church and talk about that church to anybody that'll listen, how they did you one Sunday when somebody was having a bad day. Like you ain't never had a bad day. One Sunday. I ain't never going back. F that church. F that pastor. F all of them. But your job can tell you, we paid you $100 less. We'll give you a check next week. You better give my money. And if we don't, you'll get it next Thursday. You'll be mad, but guess what? You'll show right back up the next day. You don't keep your work at home. You show right back up the next day and sign right back in with them owing you money. If I'm lying, preach walls. But when it comes to things of God, oh, as soon as somebody, honey, the usher handed your money back wrong. You see how she slammed my money? I ain't coming back to this church no more. Mother say, excuse me, sweetie, can you pull your dress down? For what? You ain't got no business looking at me. It's my dress. See what I'm saying? All out of order, all out of pocket, no decorum, no reverence for God or his people, no nothing. But somebody can say the same thing to you at work. They can say, excuse me, come in my office for a minute. That dress is a little bit too short. I don't want you to wear it no more. Okay. Huh? So you mean to tell me your job and stuff like it get more preference and more doableness? I know I'm making up words today, y'all. Roll with me. Than God's house and God's people. You see why this world is messed up? Do you understand why things is happening the way that they are? Because we don't fear the Lord no more. We don't fear him and we don't fear his word. We don't fear his people. We just think, yeah, you got some that's in it for the money, which is about to dry up. You heard it here first, but nevertheless, move on. You got some that's, I told y'all, it's going to come down to God's ministers and the world's ministers. It's going to come down to God's people and the world's people. And some of y'all need to make a decision. Because if you think your life is hard now, and you think situations is hard now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Whose side will you be on? And some of these people are in these churches, they are witches. And you need to know the difference. And I'm telling y'all now, those of you all who have not darkened the door of a church, you better get your butt to a church and ASAP. ASAP. Even if you don't go on a Sunday, there's Wednesday services. Some churches got Saturday services. Some churches got Tuesday services. If you don't want to go on a Sunday morning, don't go. There's other days during the week that you can. And watching it from the computer is not the same. I said go. Because you know, while you watching it from the computer, you're going to be doing everything else. You're going to be watching TV. You're going to be playing the game. You're going to be on the phone. The enemy know what he's doing. Some of y'all, your situation will not change. You hearing me? Hearing it good. God is going to continue to make your situation worse and worse and worse because he's been pulling at you to get in church, to go to church. I don't care nothing about. I went all my life when I was a kid, and when I grew up, I decided I wasn't gonna go no more. I was just so tired of going to church. But you ain't tired of God allowing your activities of your limbs to move. What if one day you want to get out of bed, and God was like, "It feels good that you want to get out of bed, but I'm not going to allow you to move today." And you keep trying to roll over, you keep trying to wipe your face, you keep trying to, and God's like, "I said, I don't feel like letting you move today." What then? What then? Very hungry and you go and you eat something. And as soon as you eat it, you throw it up. And you wait, you get you some ginger ale, some crackers, and some soup, and you take it and you throw it up. You starving, but nothing to sit on your stomach. What if God decided that day, I ain't gonna let you digest food today. I'm tired of you taking my kindness for weakness. So since your stomach is what gets you, we're gonna make sure you don't eat today. What if God decide I'm cutting all internet activity? Some of y'all gonna go crazy. I keep telling y'all that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. What if he cut all internet activity? No social media at all. No internet movies at all. No games at all. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? No air conditioner. What you gonna do? See, here's the thing, and then I'm gonna get off of this. God would never be last. He's always first. And unless you learn how to put him first, you'll never survive. I want that to settle in your spirit. Unless you learn how to put God first, you'll never survive. Absolutely. Okay, let me give you one more thing. This is gonna help y'all go ahead. I should have brought my phone in here, but I didn't. Okay, I'm gonna spell this word because this is a word that y'all need to know. Shalem. Shalem. Shalem Shalem. Okay. When you see this word in the Bible, believe it or not, this word means perfect. And it's used possibly throughout the Bible about 27 to 28 times. The way I want to use it today when it comes to being perfect, it is peace. Covenant of peace, covenant of mind. Or keeping covenant relationships. Also, this word means safe, full, complete. So, and you got to know when you read this word, in what context is it asking you to read it? Hey, Lynn. Okay. You got to know in what context is asking you to say that word. Okay. So let me go here and then we're going to wrap this all up. Okay. I told y'all about witchcraft. Okay. We should never go after false gods or any pagans. Okay. I always tell people if it's a fake religion, a fake holiday you're going to follow, it should, it should at least be Christmas. If you're going to just follow one, pick one, anyone, because at least they're honoring Jesus. At least they think they are. Okay. Move forward. But I want to read something to you guys. Okay. Deuteronomy. It says, when thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. Let me tell you the difference between sin and abominations. Sin is something that you do sometime and you don't know you do. Okay. Sin is just anything against God or his laws. Abomination is to recreate what God has ordained, to say that your way is better than how God has created it to be. That's an abomination. Those are the two differences. Both of them sins. The weight of the penalty is different. Okay, not my word, God's word. So let me finish reading it. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God given thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone who that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire. It means go through unnecessary stuff that will hurt or harm them. Or that useth divination, and or observer of times, reading the sky, the moons, or an enchanter or a witch, or a charmer or a consulter with familiar spirits, talking to the dead, or a wizard or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. And in this instance, when it says perfect, to keep covenant, the things I just mentioned will break covenant with God. It's an abomination. It's against his will and against him. So when it says perfect in this way, it's talking about to keep covenant. Remember, I just gave you a definition of that. So when y'all see all these other so-called preachers, prophets, or whatever that tells you guys, let's mix astrology with Christianity because they go hand in hand, think about that. And all I'm going to say about that is, y'all know I love y'all. You know I do. And no matter what the test, I want you to always do your best. And I thank you guys for following me, liking, subscribing. I do. And you know what? That's what I'm going to say. I love you. And if you want to sow a seed to me, you can. Feel free. Thank my, what's name was rolling on the screen. I do appreciate you guys. And remember, no matter what the test, always do your best. Smooches.